This clip is going to study the three different types of capillaries. Capillaries are very small blood vessels, and they are the site of gas and nutrient exchange between blood and tissues. And so we've previously studied in a different clip that the capillary wall, the blood vessel wall, is what we call an endothelial layer, which means that it is composed of one layer of flattened cells. So we call that the simple squamous epithelium. So now let's go ahead and compare between the three types of capillaries. The first one we're going to look at is what we call the continuous capillary. Continuous capillaries are actually the most numerous in the body. And if you look at the structure of it, you'll notice the endothelial cells, and you will also see that they are bound by what we call tight junctions. So tight junctions are going to bind the endothelial cells, and they're going to prevent leakage. So endothelial cells are bound by tight junctions in order to prevent leaking. Next up, let's examine the second type of capillary. So the second type, we call it the fenestrated capillary. And it's called the fenestrated capillary because there are actually pores, also known as fenestrations, in the endothelial cells. So this was lacking in the continuous capillary. And so this actually increases permeability when compared to the continuous capillary. So this one is characterized by pores, presence of pores or fenestrations in the endothelial cells. Because of that, these capillaries exhibit an increased permeability. So why would we need such a capillary? Well, in areas that you need absorption, such as the intestines for absorption, as well as the kidneys for filtration of blood. These are two examples where having fenestrated capillaries is an advantage because it would allow absorption by the intestines or filtration of blood at the level of the kidneys. Finally, our third type of capillary is what we call the sinusoid capillary. And so the sinusoid capillaries, these are actually the most permeable. And so let's look at the structure of this capillary. What you'll notice is first, you'll have the same fenestrations that we saw in the fenestrated capillary, but they're slightly larger. And not only that, but we also see these right here, kind of holes in between the endothelial cells. And so these are what we call intercellular clefts. And because of these two structures, large molecules are able to pass. So this is characterized by the presence of fenestrations as well as large intercellular clefts. And these characteristics are what make this type of capillary the most permeable in the body. And so this is going to allow large molecules to pass. And areas of the body where you have those capillaries would be bone marrow, liver, spleen, and the adrenal gland, specifically the adrenal medulla.